Dear colleagues, I'm having a special address to my ex-colleagues who have made it a point to come here, with whom I have learned a lot. I have shared a lot of experience. It's really crazy for me to see those people who have taught me what is meteorology when I was still a young guy. And I am ever so thankful to you for your presence, for your courtesy, and for having shared this experience to me. Now, this is not going to be a formal speech. I know my colleagues have written a speech for me. What I want, it is a family gathering. So I want to talk to you from a family point of view, because you are the members of the same family. One is a bit older, the other one is a bit younger, but we are all members of the same family. And when I'm taking to the same family, I've got other components and also who are members of the same family. For example, the media. The media is a very important component of meteorology. I've got the Meteorological Society. They are also a very important component of meteorology. And it has been found out throughout the world that this is how it is. Now, I'm just going to give you the program what we are doing. Of course, this speech is very important. Then I will have a presentation by the Deputy Director, Mr. Goulot. He wants to talk to you about education because he wants to get questions from you. Then we'll have a vote of thanks from the chairman of this organization. I didn't know anything what has happened. All this have to go to the credit. The credit should go to the chairman of the organization. And this time, it is for the first time, I think, we have given the chairman of this organizing committee to Mr. André Lelipa from Meteorological Detection Grid, and he has shown that he's up to the level. I'm ever so thankful to you and to your team for having been made so well established while we're there, because I didn't know anything what was doing behind my back. But I'm quite happy of that. Then, just to comply with the theme of the day, because it is clearly met, weather and climate, and there's something added to it, engaging youth. We want the youth. So, we have on this occasion prepared a CD. For a long time I was thinking about that. What has happened is that a lot of people who come see it was asking me, well, you have told me what is a thermometer, you have told me what is a barometer, you have told me all these things. When I go home I forget. So what is important is that when you go home, we have prepared a sort of gift so that you can take it along with you. Go and continue reading. We have prepared especially for the youth. And for this again, it is not been done by me. I just give ideas. This is the worst part and the best part. But it has been done by the Deputy Directors and the Deputy Director of Education. And they have done it. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. Always room for improvement. Go, have a look, and tell us what you want to do. So, after that, after the launching of the CD, we have a discussion. What you want to know? Especially the press people, you will have a lot of questions to ask us. If you have any questions, if you have not been any clear, at all clear, this is the time for you to ask anything that you want. Anything. And we will try our best to give you the answers up to your expectation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the World Meteorological Day is an annual event. which provides a forum or a platform of the meteorological authority to look back in the past achievement or gaps and redesign or remodel the future, if necessary, with the primary objective we shouldn't forget is to save life and property of the citizens. Now, since we have talked about the achievement, let's see what did the achievement. Since the last year, we have 5 automatic weather stations already installed and 3 is in pipeline with the possibility to install 1 in Round Island and 1 in the Greens. We have set up we have established a set of voluntary observers, and the response is very positive. And you know, I have been inspired by one of the themes in 2001 of the World Met Day, which was talking about the volunteers. We cannot afford these days to be able to get information at each and every instant. So this is one of the ways for us to get the response from the public, from all those interested in transport. The website, you must have seen, has been totally revamped. The 7-day probability forecast is a reality. In-house and overseas training are ongoing. Now, we have always tried to say that it's work. But all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So we have tried to relook a bit on the meteor clock. And today, the meteor clock is a reality. Here also, I have to give credit to the staff, because they have reorganized the whole thing, and they have really been able to relook at this particular thing. Then there was something where you would have observed that we have put a display outside. And we'll be asking them, what is this? You know, I was just standing one day outside. Some guy came and asked me. He was drenched. It was raining. Everybody was inside. All the meteorologists, the technicians, they were inside. Well, he came and told me, what is the temperature and what the weather like? And he was drenched totally. And there was nobody at that time, because we were all scared. There was nobody at that time to come out and tell him that, you know, the temperature is this way and the rain reverses. Nobody was there. So what we said, we have to take a comfort in the staff, definitely. I can tell them to go and dress themselves in rainy conditions. So what we did, we said, we are going to put a display so that the guy won't have to come and ask us. He can see it there if he has questions for us. This was the idea that instigated us to put the display. And finally, you know, we have prepared the CD for the educational tool. When they come, they pick it up, the teachers bring it along with them, and continue the teaching after. Of course, the next big chunk that we are planning for this year is the radar. This is a very important project. We have the strategic planning that we are trying to put. It will be for 2014 to 2025. We are trying to put a website special for rubrics. We have revamped the whole section now. We have put research section in the main office. We have put quite a different lot of other sections. It is no longer the same traditional one, agrometeorology or meteorology. We have always tried to annex it with other sections. Then we have the extension of the building that the deputies are trying to work on. Another big chunk is that we are trying to do is the climate analysis. And here I would like to request anybody who can help, anybody who can provide their expertise to make this a success, because there is an urge in this office among the staff who wants to do something. So I said, okay, I'll lead the show. And they have shown a lot of interest, and they are trying to come up with one of the long-awaited things we call it the climate analysis. And believe me, the first one was done, and I see the opportunity to pay homage to the first Mauritian director, Mr. Padia. He was the one who wrote it in a matter of 3-4 months. And from that, we never have been able to do it. A lot of trial were there, even I'm trying it. I may not think that it will be successful, but I wish that this becomes a success. And then I'm trying to, because, you know, the message is not passing. I can talk, you understand, because you are meteorologically conscious, but the young people, they don't understand. They understand only the young languages. So we have tried to start with something, and I hope that we can do it. We are thinking of going towards Twitter and Facebook, where we are going to put our information and share it with all the people. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, the World Bat Day is celebrated on the 23rd of March to commemorate the entry into force in 1950 of the convention that created the World Meteorological Organization. Now, the past statistics in Mauritius and elsewhere shows a lack of interest in the meteorological sciences. You know, I'm telling you, to recruit 10 meteorological technicians, I've been struggling for 5 months. 10 comes, 11 goes. 9 comes, 10 goes. We always have the same issue. I mean, at all levels. So there is something which is not quite right, if not to say wrong. So how do we do this? Now, we have tried to see a few factors that is affecting why these people are not coming. You know, meteorology is an observational science whose fundamental needs is an accurate and comprehensive observation of the atmosphere at different times and at the same time. That is, this is a big uniqueness of meteorology. If you are working at 4 o'clock, it may be the siesta time for our friends in Russia, but you want him to work at the same time. And maybe this is one of the issues that is creating the problems. I don't know whether this is the way that we have to proceed, or we have to change the way to proceed, or we have to automate. This is a question that's being arised. Now, we know that you may be Russian, Chinese, English, French, you use the same language, the coded language. And believe me, we understand the codes. But the public, they don't understand the code. And this is the problem. It is a big problem. And we have to see ways and means that we can come back to their standard, to make them understand what we want to say. And this is very good. There is another thing we call it remote sensing. You know, this satellite radar technology. And believe me, you can see beautiful pictures. But sometimes they are not appealing. And the technology, the mathematics behind it is immense. And so the people cannot understand. Solving the equation of motion to model, this is another issue. Forecast errors is very frustrating. Believe me, I'm telling you, this is a fact. We are condemned to make errors, and sometimes the errors are fatal. This is a fact. We have to live with it because it is not arithmetic. It is meteorology. We have to be careful about whenever we are saying something, please take it with a pinch of salt. We try to be as precise as possible, but the salt is necessary. Now, the failure in rapid dissemination. You know, that happened to me and it happened to any one of you. I took out a warning. The warning was still being carried. When it went to the dissemination agency, when it was disseminated, it was rising, and it was a torrential rainwater. So, which means that the time of dissemination and transmission is quite big. So these are things that make you frustrated. And we are condemned with this type of things. But this should not deter our youth. On the contrary, we are called upon to take advantage of the great advances made by our ancient colleagues to understand and forecast the Earth's climate in A special tribute is being paid to our ancient colleagues who, for their efforts, I'm sorry, because I don't a special tribute is paid to our ancient colleagues for their efforts and scientific contribution. They have worked very hard to leave the heritage to us, and we are ever so thankful. The WMO and MMS lay much emphasis to encourage the young people to join the field. They will be around in the second half of the century when the impacts of global warming will be far greater than what it is today. They are bound to stay in that period. That's what we are engaged to talk to these young people. And you have seen the message of the Secretary General of Travel. He insisted, he said that 1/6 of the population, of the young population between 15 and 24, they are living now in the developing countries. And out of that, out of this 1 billion, 85%, that is 850,000 million of the young guys are from our sectors, from developing sectors. So you can imagine all our young people will be there. And they will have to face that tragedy of climate change in the years to come. We have seen the number of cold nights and days have decreased. We have seen the number of warm days have increased. We have seen the frequency of heat waves. We have seen the rate of sea level accelerating. We have seen super cyclones like Haida, Bruce, we call it Bruce in our jargon. Hybrid storm like Edison and Sandy. Just to remind you, yesterday we have recorded one of the highest temperature increases, 36.6 degrees Celsius in Portland. And the all-time record is 77.5 from Abiyatam. It was just after Saturday. So these are things that is proving to us that something is wrong somewhere, and we have to take care. And I'll tell you, Agadiga, this year, in February, he has got the all-time record of rainfall. The record was in 1983, which has been broken. It was, I think, 441 millimeters of rainfall, and now we have got up to 461 millimeters. So we have record is broken every day. Now, is climate change a secret now? This is the first question we ask. It's no longer a secret. We cannot hide the climate change. Moreover, the production and consumption pattern which is contributing to climate change must rebalance and rebalance. Every one of us is accused, and every one of us is a victim. Remember what I'm telling you. You may not find me for the next 15, 20 years, but you will remember it. Everyone is a victim, and everyone. So, we have to talk. If we do not mobilize action now, it will fail. I humbly request the media to be actively engaged to raise awareness to conserve the nature by promoting renewable energy and adopted environmentally friendly best practices. Ladies and gentlemen, they used to form an important segment of our population of many developing countries, as pointed out earlier, must be taught to have an increasingly strong social, motivated, energetic attitude for private use and environmental concerns. Let me remind you that the issue is so urgent that the Defense Secretary Lieutenant Ban Ki-moon will convene a climate summit this year to mobilize action in climate change. We must be aware of the launching of Ocean Compacts last year by the SAIL to raise awareness of the healthy ocean, and it was a success. Now it is urgent to strike up formal and informal education in climate change. Remember, I said even informal. Promote sustainability and support our younger ones to become our environmental champions. It is to be noted that the great concerns to climate change offer the choice to make the youth join the era of the green economy. This is the time to coordinate our efforts to build partnership with the youth organization to combat climate change. I would like to see this of well-met to call on you to engage with the NMS and all other stakeholders and partners for a sustainable pattern now and for our future generations. Remember, there is one thing. You always have a plan. You always have a plan B. And do you know what is plan B this time? There is no plan. I thank you very much.